Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mind Council, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos on how to improve your mental health and overall well-being in life. So, getting on with today's video. Now, I often get asked this question: what can I do to work on my self-confidence? Well, in a world that's designed to pull us apart and to keep us in check, we are flooded from all directions with messages that can seriously hurt our self-confidence and self-esteem. Whether it's to sell us a product, enroll us into a new scheme, or stop us from reaching our full potential, the world is constantly filling us up with toxicity that can heavily damage our view about ourselves and how happy we are in our lives. And both of these things, our self-view and happiness, are both interlinked and wholly dependent on each other. So what do I mean by that? I mean that often the way that we perceive ourselves reflects on how happy we are in life, and vice versa. If we are unhappy with our self-image, we are more likely to be unhappy with life in general, or struggling to find happiness in our day-to-day goings-on. Whereas if we are more confident as a person, we're more likely to have a more confident and positive outlook on life and be more happier in our day-to-day lives. Therefore, in order for us to feel happy and content in life, it's vital that we work on our self-perception and self-esteem, because we are the ones who have to live with ourselves all the time. And if you don't like that person that you live with all the time, then it's highly unlikely that you will be happy overall. So falling in love with yourself is incredibly important and must not be underestimated. One of the main aspects of our lives that can very much mold and shape our view about ourselves are the people that we associate ourselves with, especially those who we associate ourselves with on a regular basis. So that's your family, your friends, work colleagues, and even that stranger you choose to interact with online. They can all very much shape your view about yourself, all depending on how they treat you. So if the people that you are surrounded by have been overly critical, rude, and disrespectful to you, it will chip away at your self-esteem over time and make you feel like you are not worthy or good enough. It can even make you hate yourself, especially if there's more than one person who behaves this way with you. However, on the flip side, if the people that you have been surrounding yourself with, especially growing up, if they have been supportive, encouraging, and not overly critical, it is more likely that you will have a much more positive and balanced view about yourself. And this is exactly what we want to achieve. It's therefore critical that we surround ourselves with people who are supportive, kind, and not overly critical of us. And I use the word overly because some form of constructive criticism is important for everyone. It's just when it becomes too much and consistent and constant, this is when it starts to cause problems. So a great way of increasing your self-esteem, healing and rebuilding your perception about yourself is to cut out, avoid, and say goodbye to people who make you feel bad about yourself. In fact, it's actually vital for you to do this. In particular, friendships and even work colleagues. What no one reminds us of enough is that we can choose who we surround ourselves with. We need to let go of this false sense of obligation to be around people who make us feel bad, and to limit and remove contact with them to a level that makes us feel comfortable without letting guilt overtake us. It's okay to stop talking to somebody if they don't make you feel good about yourself. You need to acknowledge the fact that you may feel guilty for a short amount of time, but putting your health and well-being first is the most important thing. And if someone is being detrimental to that, then you should never feel bad in the long term for distancing yourself from them. If you yourself can't be happy and healthy, then how can you do your best for others around you either? Focusing on yourself and bringing happiness to yourself will help you to spread happiness to others. So in reality, you're not actually being selfish by cutting off people who are stopping you from feeling good about yourself. And just like we limit contact with some people, we should also then replace them with other people who will encourage and inspire us. It's not about completely isolating yourself and cutting yourself off from the world. It's about changing a person out and bringing in a new person who's going to encourage you and make you feel great. So in order to do that, put yourself out there to meet new people who will love you for who you are, who will build you up instead of tearing you down, and who will inspire you to grow. These people, believe it or not, they do exist and they are waiting to meet you. You just have to be brave enough to step out of your comfort zone and go and find them, or let them find you. So how can you do this? I mean, sometimes it means changing your job, changing where you live, changing to another country even. Sometimes it means doing something small like joining a book club, an art class, or a sports club that you've been putting off for so long. Don't be afraid to meet new people and choose the ones that you would be happy to have in your life. Remember, choose is the key word here. You have a choice. Now you're probably thinking that often the people who make us feel the worst about ourselves are our families. And since we can't choose our families and it's hard to totally cut them off completely or to even avoid them completely, what I will say to you then, if it comes to this point, that you must learn to accept that it is important that we do not let another person's opinion of us shape our view about ourselves. Now this is easier said than done, but totally doable with some practice. You have to remember that another person's opinion is just that. It's an opinion. And just like assholes, everyone has one. I'm very sorry to be crude, but it's the truth. And another person's opinion will only affect us if we let it. If someone doesn't like you or say something that they don't like about you, it's okay. Believe it or not everyone in life is going to like you. Not everyone likes chocolate. That doesn't mean chocolate is less sweet because of a certain person's opinion about it. So this is where the choice comes in. You choose whether you will internalize someone's opinion about you or whether you will disregard it. So you still have a choice. Because like I said before, not everyone is going to like everything about you, or even not everyone is going to like you. I'm sure if you answered honestly, you don't like everyone you meet on a day-to-day basis either. It's all part of life, and we cannot take it seriously and let us define us for who we are. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned.